All right, this actually worked and it didn't start off all weird. Hey everyone, welcome to Jira Service Management for Software Dev Teams. My name's Alex, and I have the amazing Kate with me, and
Hello.
we're gonna be doing a fun little training for y'all today. Um, Please go easy on us. This is the first time that we're gonna be doing this collaboratively, and we're gonna be showing and demonstrating how software dev teams can leverage the power of Jira Service Management, and we should have a little fun. So, Kate and I are going to be playing different roles in this particular training. And Kate, why don't you tell people what you're going to be the role you're going to be playing here for this training?
So, hello everyone. Yeah, I will be more about agent and Jira Service Management. So, I will talk how they work, and I would like to present what is the customer service process. Because I think that the most important thing in this topic is understanding how these two teams work and how they can collaborate and how they can help each other to resolve some incidents easier, faster, and in the result, the most important benefit is a happy customer in the end. So I think that we will be able to present both sides, and thanks to this, these teams will be able to understand each other, how they work, what is what are the pain points in their everyday life, and how they can solve these pain points thanks to Jira Service Management and Jira.
Awesome. And I'm going to hopefully act as a better developer than I am in real life. So I'm going to be the developer and development team inside of Jira, and we'll show you instead of we can't call it Jira software anymore because it's not Jira software anymore, but it's Jira with the software template. And
Yeah.
so we're going to be showing you how these two tools integrate. So with that said, why don't we go into some introductions, Kate, and tell our audience here a little bit about who we are.
Okay, so
Oh,
as I said, my name is Kate, and I'm the co-founder of AppsVio. I'm the chief product officer in our company. I've been in the Atlassian ecosystem since 2017, so I guess that it's a little bit a long story. 2 years ago, I became an Atlassian community leader, and last year I joined the Atlassian Creators Program, which is growing and growing. So it's very nice to see new faces in our ecosystem, which who are very active. In the meantime, I passed several Atlassian certifications, also from Jira Service Management and Jira, not only cloud, but also data center. And in the result, it made me Atlassian Certified Expert Emeritus. With all this certification. This year, I'm conducting trainings of Jira Service Management as part of the Atlassian Life Learning, now community-led chapter. And this product, Jira Service Management, is closest to me because I have experience in this customer support, also in this ITSM area. And not only this product is the most important part of my business life, because I'm very close also to Confluence, and today I will also talk a little bit about Confluence. So I'm very happy that I had a pleasure to be a reviewer of the book Implementing Atlassian Confluence, and my trainings as well as other materials I published on my YouTube channel. So you can find also previous trainings there on my YouTube channel.
awesome. And I don't think I'm as accomplished as Kate, but um, I help people with the Jira problems on whatever Jira problems people have, and really, I guess all Atlassian problems, but try to focus on Jira. I do have, again, I'm not as well accomplished as Kate. I have the ACP 520. I'm currently working on the 120. I'm taking the test in 10 days. So fingers crossed that I pass.
Yes, yes.
And I am well on my journey to becoming an Atlassian certified expert, now that it's back. But yeah, we'll see if I get we'll see if I can get the other two that I need. Well, the other three technically. You may recognize me from this channel. Here's A Tech Tutorials. This is the main channel that I make videos on. And so if you haven't subscribed, make sure you're subscribing here. And make sure you're subscribing to Kate's channel as well. And if you scan that QR code, there's like links to takes you to all the different things that I offer. Way too many to list. And so we're gonna skip this part and just know that you're in really good hands. Kate and I here, we know what we're talking about, and we're very, very excited to again bring you this very first collaborative community-led training. So with that said, a couple of housekeeping rules. I lost my notes here real quick. Let me see if I can find them. Here we go. Go ahead, Kate. What are some of our housekeeping rules?
Yeah, so first of all, you need Jira and Jira Service Management for our training. So today, I guess that you will follow what we show. Also, please put your questions on chat. We will be happy to answer on all of them. And after that, try to do the same with your Jira instance in Jira Service Management. Also, I will talk a little about features which are available only in Jira Premium, Jira Service Management Premium. So I will highlight this information. This session is recorded, so don't worry if you have to leave a little bit earlier, and don't worry, you can always come back and watch it once again and follow all these instructions. And of course, ask questions in chat. We have got a slot in the end as a Q&A session, but you can put questions on chat all the time. So we will have some pauses, some breaks after every section. So it will be time for answers.
Awesome. And so a little bit of the agenda. So we're going to go over some pain points, right? So why do you even care about JSM and Jira being able to talk to each other? So we're going to call out some pain points. Hopefully, if we did our job right, you'll empathize with some of these items and you'll understand or at least appreciate why we're trying to give you a good solution here. Then Kate's going to go over to JSM. We're going to look at what's going on in JSM world because there's some setup and some configurations and just general use cases that you want to do over there. I'll bring it back over to Jira Software and I'll show you just how Jira Software is working. I'll talk about licensing and then some automation rules. And then our Let's Put It All Together is a demo that we were going to do at the end, but we decided to just do it all together as we're going. So the putting it all together is actually going to be after we get through our pain points. And so yeah, so this section, Hope Attention Data Manager and Asset. Rodney Estrada, sorry to break your heart, but not going to be in scope. It's just going to be these items right here. But very, very good feedback, Ronnie. We can take this back to Atlassian and let them know maybe we can do something in the future. I know, Kate, you do asset trainings, right, in your community-led training?
Yes, I did. It was basic training and data manager. Now it's available for all people.
Right.
So
That was like this
I'm
week, right?
pretty.
Airshot?
It's early access. So I guess that next month I will be able to organize first training. This is something which is new, so I guess that there is a lot of questions around this tool because this is something which is new, especially for enterprise customers, but not only.
Stay tuned, folks. Stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed again to both Kate and myself because we are pushing these trainings monthly, and so you never know. All right, Kate. So, what are some pain points? Why do people care about this? Why should people care?
Yeah, so today we would like to focus on two groups of pain points. So work intake and common platform for developers and IT support teams. So first of all, we have got too many signals and too much noise, and I guess that is a pain point in every team, that we have got a lot of things around us, and it's important to find the most important things. Because high volume of incoming requests and notifications make it difficult to prioritize critical work and filter out unnecessary information. So it's very important this triage process. Have it in Jira, do it properly, and I will show you how to do it, because thanks to this, your development teams will focus on the most important things, and also we eliminate some tasks which are not necessary for these teams, and they can be solved earlier by agents or by customers themselves, because self-service portal, this is also very important part which can help in this collaboration between support teams and development teams. In case of Jira Service Management, this is something which is unique for this product, that we have got a portal, customer portal, and this portal allows for requests to come in. And thanks to this, your agent has got a one source of all tickets, and they can easily prioritize them in one place. So we have got a center portal which enables users to submit requests, but in this time without prioritization. This prioritization is made by service agents. And as I said, requests can be triaged before make it to backlog. And this is a very important thing, that your agents can help you, and some tickets, they can be solved by them. But of course, the most crucial things, they have to be passed to development teams. But thanks to early assessment of requests and prioritize them, we can reduce the backlog of unfiltered tasks. And back intake, requirements intake. So it's very useful to create some separate processes for bugs and requirements, because thanks to this, we can have a separate forms for every such problems, such issues, and it's also more clear for your customers. And common platform for developers and IT support teams can help you to reduce duplicating data, because this is also a problem, that we have got a lot of similar tasks, similar issues. They can mix up between projects, and thanks to using one platform and separate projects, we can create some unified system which can eliminate some repetitive data entry, and we have got information which is consistent and accessible across teams, because despite that we have got two different projects, software projects, service projects, still we have a one platform, and we can collaborate and we can have access to all this information by both teams. And thanks to this, also this common platform, we can eliminate another problem, some frictions and movement data, some information between teams, because we have got one source of truth. So we can streamline this data and share this data easily between support and development teams. And thanks to this, we can enhance some collaboration, we can reduce some errors caused by miscommunication or some delayed updates, because time is also something which is really important when we solve issues, solve requests created by customers. So we have to eliminate all unnecessary data borders, and we have to focus on resolving issues and giving the result and the effects, fixes for your customers as easily and as soon as possible. So I think that now we will move
We'll go to JSM. So I'll give you a second here to pull up your screen, Kate.
Yeah.
But just to re-echo, right? Like, these are real world problems here, folks. Like, having so many different inputs, right? So many signals, whether it's Slack or Teams or emails or people coming up to your desk or whatever it may be, right? Being able to triage and manage all these different requests and all these just different inputs that your developers are getting becomes very, very overwhelming to know where the target needs to be, right? Because people are always asking of something from you. So using JSM, it's going to like centralize it. It makes everything
Yes.
kind of converge into one place. we'll show you how these intakes work. And then this common platform, right, is very, very important because since they're different tools, they kind of have different audiences, but there's some power in JSM that I kind of wish was in Jira software. But now that we have this collaborative license that we're going to be discussing and demoing here, it really does give us a single platform, right? Where instead of having to duplicate data or rely on just telephone game or just again duplication of data really is the main critical point, we can centralize it to one and only one place.
Yeah, and this information is very transparent. For example, some simple things: who is responsible for this ticket, and who is the contact for me. So I am a developer, and I need more information about some problem. So who is responsible for it? So I think this is also very important, and we don't have this information on some Slack channels, private channels, but we have got everything in one place and it's available to everyone in team. So even someone is on holiday, we have got still access to this data. So your customer doesn't have to wait. Because we have got people who has got access to this data and they can also help, they can also work on this, on solving this issue. So I think that this is very important, and this is very powerful that we have got a one place, because now we have got a lot of tools around us. So it's important to have this one platform for communication and collaboration.
Yep. All right, Kate, so you're ready to go into some Jira Service Management? Enough with the PowerPoints?
Yes.
Yeah. We're not the biggest
So
fans of PowerPoint, so Kate's going to bring up her Jira Service Management. And just to kind of recap what's on the screen here, right, we're going to go over the portal, a little bit on the knowledge base, and then how to triage these items. So Kate's going to basically go in depth into these items, and we're going to leave this part of the journey behind and get hands-on. This would be a great opportunity. If you all have any questions up to this point, drop them in the chat. And if you have JSM and you want to kind of follow along, then definitely get your Jira and Service Management up and running, and you'll be able to hopefully follow along with Kate.
yes, so I will start sharing my screen. Okay, yes, so we have it. So I guess that it's working. Okay. In case of Jira Service Management, I have here a premium plan. So as I said, I have got access to some additional feature called assets, but I will say it about it later. Now I have got something which is available to everyone. So even if you have a standard plan, you can create the same workflow and the same configuration on your Jira Service Management. So in case of customers and the whole customer journey, it's, as I said, it's very important that we have got a portal. This is something which is unique for service projects. And thanks to this portal, your customer has got option to create tickets. And the ticket is something which is source of truth. We have got all information which is collected from customer, but as well as is collected from your developers in one place. So let's go to the portal. So it's available under channels. You can see that here I have got also some additional options and different channels to create these tickets. So portal, this is the basic, but you can also send email. You can turn on widget on your website. You can also turn on chat. You can have tickets from your Slack channel. So we have got also some integrations, but in the end, we always have a ticket. And for agents, this is the most important thing, that we don't have to find some information, find some requests on Slack channel. We don't have to check some additional emails, because everything we have got in one place. We have got ticket, and this is the most important thing. But portal, customer portal, this is something which is the most popular. in case of creating issues, creating requests by your customers. And in this part, we have got a huge opportunity to make some triage at the beginning, because first of all, here we have got groups with request types, and you can create as many request type as you need, but of course remember not to create too much, because your customer can be confused which request type is important and is for him. But grouping these request types can help you to help your customers to select the best request type for him. And let's say that I would like to order a new mobile device. So here we have got a new mobile device request type. So it's in our group computers, new mobile device. This is my request. And in this request, we have got set of fields, and here also you can put as many fields as you need. And what is super cool, that you don't have to create only summary and description fields. You can add more fields, and thanks to this, at the beginning, you have some data from your customer, which can help you to solve the issue. And also, if you have some data which can be especially important in your customer support process, but also for your developers, for example, environment, you can create some dedicated field for this environment. And thanks to this, your developers can go to this ticket and they see this very important information to them, which can help them to solve this problem. So I really recommend you to take time to design a request form and put something more than only summary and description field,
Yeah.
which is a basic.
And I'll recommend, because I build a lot of these, there's a concept called the KISS principle where you keep it simple, right?
Yes.
And obviously too simple is way too simple, but find the right balance, because you want to capture enough information for these requests to be valuable, but you don't want to capture so much information that people are not going to want to submit because they're like, I don't have all these details, and they just get overwhelmed. So there's a balance. Every team's going to be a little bit different. So try things out and see. Go look for that feedback. But try to keep it as simple as possible, but get the required information that you need.
Yes, exactly. Because
Also,
thanks to getting this information at the beginning, we can avoid the situation that we have got a ping pong communication between your agent and customer, and also developers, because developers can ask in some internal comments in the ticket, okay, but I need this information, and all the time they can ask about the same information. So it's worth to add it to the request form, because we start from it, and it's good to take this information from our customer at the beginning. But we have got also another thing which is super cool in Jira Service Management and is available for all plans, that we have got forms. And with forms, we can create dynamic sections and present different fields depending on your choice. This configuration is available under project settings, and here we have got something which is called forms. And thanks to this, you can create really complicated forms, but in a very simple form, because this form can change depending on the selection in the
yeah,
previous section.
yeah. And this, friends, is the best feature for forms, because being able to dynamically alter what is shown below, and you can also segregate, right? You can build sections. You have like it's almost like a little Confluence editor, right? Where you can make headers, you can change the text, so you can make a beautiful looking form that your team's going to feel very intuitive with. And then again, that dynamicness, you can put tables so you can separate things out, like that reviewed by, reviewed on. These are powerful things that you just don't have in the portal by itself, but very, very valuable in the form.
Yeah. And here we have got the simple form without this dynamic option, but it's very easy to configure it, because I can add section, and I can of course modify this form. But what is really cool, that here we have got option show section always or conditionally, and these conditions, this is something which is very powerful, because thanks to this I can define, okay, so show this section only when, for example, overall risk is any of high risk. And thanks to this, I can here present some additional fields to collect more data. So thanks to this, we can avoid the situation that our customer is overwhelmed by a long form and long request form with a lot of fields, because here we present only fields which are necessary to solve this ticket as soon as possible. Yeah, so coming back to our ticket. So I'm creating the ticket. Let's say this is that I need a new phone. So this is my summary. And here we have got another cool feature which is available in Jira Service Management. When I typing something in summary, we have got suggested articles. And knowledge base, this is another thing which we can build in Jira Service Management. We can create Confluence pages with some troubleshooting articles, with some frequently asked questions. And very often, your customer can find answer before creating the request form. And thanks to this, we can eliminate some new requests, very similar requests, because your customer is able to find the answer using Confluence pages, using your articles about different things, about some procedures. So everything which is frequently on your support, some basic things, some procedures, everything you can put as an article on the page, and your customer can find answer on it. So simply clicking on it, your customer is moving to this page, and thanks to this, they can find some answer before creating the ticket.
I want to emphasize what you just said, Kate, right? This is very, very important, right? But if a ticket, if someone, whether it's an internal or external customer, if they feel compelled, right, if they have enough of a reason to say, oh, something's wrong, let me raise a ticket or a request, then it's expensive to fix, but it's way, way more cheaper to just have like a knowledge base or a how-to, because sometimes it's user error, right? Sometimes they don't understand the requirements, sometimes they don't understand the feature, right? And so it's much more beneficial to have these knowledge bases that you can build to say, hey, wait a minute, before you think you have a problem, let's just double check, right? And it's
Yes,
kind of like a very nice way of saying, like, just make sure you do some homework, right?
Yes, exactly. So focusing on this self-service can help us to avoid some unnecessary tickets, not only for support teams, but also in the end for software teams. And also creating such knowledge base, it's really easy, because we have got a dedicated section in our service project, because we have got a knowledge base area, and we have got a list of articles which we can create and we can present on portal for your customers. So thanks to this, you can also make some type of triage of tickets, and customer sometimes can't create any ticket because they find answer in the article. But let's say that, okay, I need to create this ticket. And here I have some another cool feature implemented, so approvals. Because very often some tickets, some requests to IT needs approval from manager or another people from your organization. And of course, you can put some comment, okay, I agree. But when you need the whole process in your company, you really need this approval option. So we will see how it works. So I put someone who is my manager, I'm creating the ticket, and your customer sees this request details view with summary. We have got also information that this ticket is waiting for approval from this person, and we need one approval to make the process further. And when I'm going to issue view, so this is what I see in Jira. Here you can see that I can option to add some approvers. I can remove this approver, but we have got information that we are waiting for one approval, and this option is configurable in the workflow. We can see how this workflow looks like. And here you can see that we have got, after creating issue, waiting for approval, and we have got two options. So it can be approved or it can be declined. And we can easily configure it on the workflow. So let's look how the workflow looks like. Under project settings, we have got our request types. And of course, you can configure as many request types as you need. And I am looking about this new mobile device. Okay. And I'm going to the configuration, and here we have got option to manage workflow. So we have got view and edit workflow, and I'm clicking edit, and you can see that here on waiting for approval, I have got this nice feature, include approval step. So thanks to this, you can implement this approval process in your company. So when I'm clicking edit, I can define how many number of approvers I need. Also, a specific number of people or specific number of people from each group or everyone. And we have got also approver source. So Jira field called approvers, but we can also some fields from affected services, for example, and we can select some approver groups or some approvers as a multi-user picker.
And you can make custom user group fields too, right?
Yes.
Like you can make custom fields. And by the way, folks, in case you're missing it, right? In case you missed it, this is a JSM only feature. This
Yes.
right? Work management, or formerly work management, kind of has something, but it's not as awesome as this one.
Yes, you can, of course, make some workarounds in this software and business projects, create some workflow with some transition screens and some
Yeah.
additional select. Yeah, you can, of course, do it. But in Jira Service Management, this is available as a native feature for all plans. So this is also very powerful because you can automate this process. You don't have to put some additional emails or put some information on Slack to the manager. Okay, I have some ticket and he's waiting for your approval, because everything is in the process. So this is very cool, and everything is one place. So this common platform is really powerful in this
Yeah, and
case.
just to add a couple more notes there, right? Like anybody can be an approver in your company. They do not need to have an agent license. They can just have the customer license.
Yeah.
Two, Jira automatically sends them the email, so there's no extra overhead that you need to do. They're gonna get a nice little email that's gonna say yay or nay, right? Do you
Yes.
approve or do you reject? If they go through the portal, so every time that somebody goes into your Jira, especially if they're a customer, they're not really in your Jira project. They're going to be like in this help center, if you will. And if they click on that top right corner, there's going to be a button that says pending my approval. So they can very easily go there and see what's waiting for their approvals there. And then finally, if they do happen to have a license as well, and here we go. So yeah, there's like a request, and then there's like pending approval and stuff like that in here. And then the final thing is, if they do have the license, then they can actually go into the ticket, right? They are actually an agent as well. But I like it because, again, you don't have to be an agent, you don't have to pay, and anybody can be those approvers. So very, very powerful stuff there. But from a developer's perspective, right? I love this feature because you can add a safeguard, right? Because one of the biggest problems that we have as developers is we get a lot of noise. We got a lot of fake bugs that are not really a bug, right? They're not really a real problem. Again, sometimes it's user error, sometimes somebody didn't understand the requirement or the feature. And so this can give you a little bit of an extra level of certainty that somebody saw it and they're stamping it with their approval goes yes. Somebody has looked at this bug or this request and go yes, this is approved. This is a good one. Let's do something with it now. So yeah,
Yeah.
just a little situational awareness there.
Yeah, so it's another type of triage that someone is looking into this and say, okay, this is a real problem, or I agree on something. So we don't create tickets in backlog and have got a lot of tickets there, and development teams don't know what is the most important because we have got some approval. So this is also very important. In case of Jira Service Management, we have got also another unique feature for this service projects called queues, because queues, this is the most important part for agents. They work on queues. They can create as many queues as need, and they can create different queues for different teams. And of course, they can create queues based on different things, different values in custom fields, because in configuration, when we create new queue, I can put JQL. So I can put everything almost here. So it's very easy to create some filters, which issues, which requests should be in every queue. But what is important in this case, that we can create queues for teams, because here I have got an example that I use team, the new, relatively new thing available in Jira across your products, because we have got here teams, and you can use field which collects all your teams in Jira Service Management. And thanks to this, you can also make some kind of triage to which teams this ticket should go, with which team this ticket is related. So this is also very powerful, because in our organization we use this team field to mark which developer team is responsible to fix some problem with this request. And we can use the same team field also in software projects. So thanks to this, we use the same nice feature called teams across different projects, and we can build some filters using this data. So this is something which is really important. So if you use the teams, you can also use these teams in your software projects, but also JSM projects. And in queues, we have got also possibility to create some priority groups and define what is the most important. You can create separate queue which collect, for example, all tickets for approvals, or all tickets which are in the status request for information. So it depends on your needs and on your processes that you can create these queues. So this is also very helpful for agents. And also, in case of tickets, service tickets, it's very important to say about one more thing, that for agents, it's very important to have this SLA, so service level agreements. And we can configure it in Jira Service Management. This is also a specific JSM feature. And this is for agents, but they can control if they meet this clocks and this configuration or not. And this is also important to control it, to follow it. And if you use Jira Service Management in premium version, you have got access to assets. So in assets, you can collect information about your hardware, your accesses to different applications in your organization, etc. And it's also something which can be useful for your developers, because they can see connections between assets and affected services. So here I have got some example of assets. So we have got IT employee assets. I have got a monitor, object monitor, and here I have got all information connected with this monitor. And also, thanks to using references, I can see all these connections because I have got also object graph, and I can see all these connections. And when you use this field on the service ticket, your developers team can also analyze what are the connections and what services can be also affected. So this is also something which can be very helpful in some investigation, some bugs, some incidents, but it's available only for a premium version. Yeah, and I think that what is also worth to say, worth to mention, that first of all, I said about forms, and here we have got also option to add form, and you can see that I can add it here. It's internal, but of course I can make it as external and share it with the customer to collect some additional information during the support process. But here we have got also in this comment section add internal note, and this is very powerful because this is a place in which you can communicate with your developer teams, because they can also leave internal comments. They don't need agent license to put these comments, and thanks to this we can have all discussion in one place, so not in some Slack, in some emails. We have got everything in one place, so even another developer is responsible to fix the bug, he has got access to this information. And internal note is always highlighted on this yellow background, so it's different than external comments when agent replies to a customer. And
Let's talk about that for a second more. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. And
yes,
so
yes.
this, to do this, right? So part of the training, something that we wanted to convey to you all is you should be aware that there's 3 different licenses with respect to Jira Service Management. So you've heard Kate and I say this agent license, right? This is a paid, it's the most expensive license that Atlassian offers, right? But it's a paid license for Jira Service Management, and it allows you to do everything. Then we have this customer license, and you've heard us say customer as well, right? Those are going to be people that can submit the form, they can use the portal, right? They can view your knowledge base articles that we were demonstrating, and so these are going to be your customers, whether they're internal customers to your company or they're external customers like a third-party vendor or a client of yours, whoever it may be, even the internet if you want to, right? But those are the 2 main common ones. What we want to highlight for what Kate just described is this collaborator license. Now, this is very similar to the customer in that it's a free license, right? But it allows your Jira software licensed user to now interact with JSM. So if you remember from the beginning where we're trying to minimize the duplication of data, this allows you to take this service request and keep it there, right? You don't have to copy it, you don't have to move it, you don't have to do anything with it, because your developer can directly see it and interact with it. And here's some of the things that they can do. So they can view it, they can comment using that internal one, and they can see the attachments. They can also add their own attachments. And here's their internal comments, right? So they can, not only are they going to be able to see the comments, all the comments, so maybe there's external comments with the customer, but they're going to be able to add internal comments. And this is very key, right? Because as Kate was highlighting, no pun intended, those internal comments are highlighted, right? And so whenever you see the yellow highlight, right, I'm going to go back to Kate's screen here. Right? Whenever you see that it's yellow, that means that only the agent and now this collaborator can see. The customers do not see those comments. So you can basically have a technical discussion, if you will, and you can rest assured that those customers are not going to see that conversation, right? So Kate here, she's going to show in the portal, you'll see the comment that the customer sees, right? But you can see that that yellow highlighted one is not visible. But in order to achieve this, in order to be able to do this and not break your bank, right? Because you don't want to give agent licenses to everybody, this is where that collaborator license is going to come into handy.
Yeah, and it's good that you said about this option to watch and watch issues also by collaborators, because thanks to this, when you click as a developer to watching this issue, you receive information and you see updates from your agents, from your customers. So you are still up to date, and you don't have to ask agent, okay, let me say if the customer sends some additional files to investigate this bug or something like this, because he is in this process. So we can engage these developers in this process. So this is also very important, which can make this resolution faster. And of course, thanks to using Jira, which we know, we can have some basic things which are really important in this process. So we can assign this issue, and we can see who is assigned to this issue. We can see all affected services to the issue. So also for developers, it's important thing.
Yeah.
Your agents can link issues and also to software projects, to software tickets. So we can also information on the software tickets, software issues, that okay, how many support tickets are connected with this problem, and thanks to this we can, using for example automation, prioritize some issues. So we use something which is a basic in Jira. It's nothing special. This is the normal workflow. But thanks to these basic things, we can really help with this good collaboration between support teams and software teams.
Yeah. So let's take a second here to answer Sonia's question, right? So you said a lot of great things right now, right? So just to clarify, only the agent can be the assignee. So that's going to be an
Yes,
agent
yes.
thing. Okay.
Only agent can be assignee. Only the agent can see SLA. Only the agent can make some edits on the ticket and also put external comments. Because
Right.
agents, this is our this is the person who is in direct communication with
With the
customer.
customer. Yeah.
Yeah, collaborator can help support agent, but without any direct contact with our customer.
Yeah. Now, this is another key part. So Sonia's question is the collaborator license the same as adding them to the request participant? And the answer is no, because the request participants, that is a customer. So all that does is, instead of them being a watcher, because this goes back to this why I'm bringing this up, is the watcher can only be an agent or the collaborator. But being a watcher is much different than being a request participant, because the request participant just shows you the ticket in the help center that we're seeing here. Okay, it's the only way to see it. So you
Yeah,
don't actually have access to the project or to the queue. You're When you add somebody as a request participant, they're only able to see the request through this help center and in this view here. So but
yeah,
the
and request
collaborator,
participant, this is also something which is unique for Jira Service Management. This field is for service projects, and you can see that when I'm on this ticket, now it's this ticket is available to me because I'm a creator, and to agent, to administrator, to everyone who has got access as a with agent license. But when I'm clicking share, I can here put some email address and share it with my another account here. And thanks to this, this another account has access, but only to this ticket because it's added to this ticket.
and only
Also,
in this view, so they can't see
yes,
the queue. They cannot see this. They can't see it like we were just showing inside of JSM. So that's
yes,
very key.
exactly.
Versus the collaborator, they're gonna see inside of JSM. They don't see it in this portal, right? They don't see it in the help center. They're gonna see it like the agent does. They just can't do a lot of the same things. But they're gonna be able to do, I'm gonna re-highlight over here. They're gonna be able to view the issue, the comments, and the attachments. They're gonna be able to add attachments, They're going to be able to add those internal comments, and they're going to be able to watch it so that they get notified of the updates to the ticket. Now, Sonia, she has another question here of, did I hear you say in order to do the JSM Collaborator, you need to have a license? So the very first sentence here from Atlassian's documentation, which I'll drop here in the chat just so that you all have it, right? But the very first sentence is collaborators are licensed users in other Jira products, right? So that's going to be based on today, Jira or Jira Product Discovery, and maybe Jira Align. I don't know who uses Jira Align.
Jira Align is a different word.
A whole different thing. It's another Jira one, but for sure it assumes then that they are a licensed user and not in JSM, but in one of the other Juras. So I would say yes, they need to be a licensed user.
Yeah.
You just don't have to pay twice. You don't have to pay their Jira and their JSM license.
Yes,
so
exactly.
That's the cost savings right there, because JSM, if you're on the premium, it's like 54, 55 US dollars per month. And Jira Software Premium is only 17. So it's not only 2 times, but almost 3 times more expensive.
Yeah. Oh. So we have to think who should be an agent in our company, who should be licensed as an agent. So the person who is responsible for contact with your customer. Because thanks to this person has got such skills like external comments, like seeing SLA, seeing queues, so working as an agent. So we have to think if it's necessary to give agent access to the whole company. I guess no. So it's rather only to the support team, and the rest of teams, development teams, they are collaborators and they support teams. Okay, so I think that this is it from my part. And we have to quickly move to your part.
All right, yeah. So I'll keep sharing my screen.
Yeah, I stopped sharing my screen. Yeah.
So we're gonna move over to Jira Software. I'm not sure how much of this we're gonna be able to get, right? But I just wanted to make sure you all understood queues, understood the SLAs, right? But let's kind of pick things up with something that we discussed at the beginning, which was, okay, the request gets approved, right? Like some triaging, some vetting has happened. How do we make it look, or how do we make it show up inside of Jira Software? So this is where you have a couple of options, right? So I'm going to go into my Jira. So obviously this is a little bit different because now we're inside of Jira and not inside of JSM. And so there's a couple of different things that you can do. First off, and the one that I think Atlassian would want you to know, right, is that you don't necessarily have to move anything, right? Because of this collaborator license, you are able as a developer to just go in, right? You can go into a service desk project, and I don't think I have access to this one, so let me click on a better one.
And this is super cool that you don't have to teach your developers new tool and make this costs that they have to learn something new, which is totally different for them because they use something which is they use every day.
Right. So they're just going to be able to see in here, whatever I have in here. I'm just going to create something real quick, right? They're going to be able to see inside of the queue those issues, right? So you don't have to even move anything, because any interaction, because maybe the tech support person just needs some input from the developer, right? Well, the developer can just simply come in here, open it up, and drop the comment, drop the information that then your agent can then transfer over and show it to the customer. So again, we minimize even the need to have to move things around. Now, assuming that, let's just say that this gets escalated and you're like, you know what, this request here, it's a problem. Like, this is a real thing that the developers, they're going to have to go revamp some big part of the system or whatever, right? And so just being able to interact with the agent, that's not going to be enough. The developers, they're going to have to take this item and put it into their backlog and actually work on it, right? So at that point, you have the ability to, and Kate, you kind of talked about this briefly, right? But you have the ability to link an issue, and you can create a linked issue from JSM. So notice that I'm still inside of Jira Service Management. You can create a linked issue that is going to allow you to go into a software project, create a bug or a story, whatever's appropriate there, and it's going to have the link. And so you can create, or sorry, you can select what kind of link it is. I'm just going to leave the causes. But when you do that and you hit create, you will now have the link to the software ticket in here. And so now your developers can do whatever they need to do on the software side with this particular ticket, but it has a link back to Jira Service Management. Now you may be wondering or asking yourself, like, well, yes, but now I lose a lot of the critical information, right? Now I lost all whatever this customer submitted in the form, right? Whatever the customer submitted, or whatever details other agents added to that JSM ticket, we do lose some of that, right? But instead of doing what I just did manually, we have the ability to create an automation rule that is going to help facilitate this for us, right? And so if we come down to our automation section, you want to do this in the JSM project, right? And you can cheat. You can have, if you're on premium, you can just tell AI to do it, right? But you could, in theory, basically create a rule, right? That is like whenever an issue is transition. Oops, sorry. Whenever an issue transitions, right? So maybe we did get that approval, right? Or maybe we did something right that we care for, right? But maybe we're going to escalate it. So whenever the issue is escalated, then I'm going to create an issue, right? And this is where you can now send it to the software project. So very basically what I just did very manually. But what's cool is that you get to pick the type, then you get to pick the fields, right? So maybe you want to bring the due date, maybe you want to bring the component, right? Or whatever the priority. You can select these fields and then you can just simply click on these three dots here and do copy. And when you copy, you're gonna want to select here and copy it from the trigger, which is going to be that JSM request. And so automatically, all of these items are just going to be copied from that JSM request, and they're going to automatically show up as the value inside of the software ticket without having to copy data or do anything manually, right? It's all going to be done for you by the automation rule. So this allows you to then take a bug that's going to be in its own workflow that the developers are going to plan into their sprint. They're going to triage it themselves, do whatever they got to do, but kind of manage it on the side. Now, what you can do as another option, right, is you could also create another automation rule. And we just ran out of time here, so I won't have a chance to show it to you. But you could create an automation rule that allows you to essentially sync the statuses. So as the bug goes to in progress, you can have an appropriate workflow status in the JSM ticket that, as because they're linked, they can kind of move each other so that your customer is always being updated on what the developer is doing. So those are optional steps that I highly recommend you take a look at. Now, again, because we are out of time, there's so much more to teach you all, but we're just gonna take a second here, look at all the questions, make sure we didn't miss anything, and maybe we have to come back and do another one in November, Kate.
Yes, definitely. This is a huge topic. Yeah.
Okay, so let's start here. We got if you have a small company of 10 employees, do you recommend to use Jira Software or JSM? So Jira Software, they're two different tools, right? One's a project management tool, Jira Software. So you're gonna want that to organize your teams to work on tasks. And JSM is really like a portal, a help desk, right? And so it wouldn't be appropriate to use Jira Service Management as a replacement to Jira Software. They are two totally different things. Not to mention the fact that Jira Software for 10 people is totally free. JSM, the limit is 3, and then you got to start paying for people. So you're going to pay a lot more money if you try to well, it depends really what your use case is, right? But if agility or agile is your thing, Jira Software is the only option that you have.
Yeah, in JSM, this customer portal, this is something which is the most benefit.
Yeah. You can add users from the same org, customers making them. Yes, you can. So there, you have an option. If you have these groups, right? You have, especially if you're using Atlassian Guard or some sort of Active Directory connection, right? You can automatically create a group where every user from your directory is just a customer. You're through settings as well. You can just do it that whenever anybody gets invited to your Jira, they automatically become a customer as well. So there's a couple of things there. Or if you need to fine tune it, you can control and call out exactly who is a customer and who's not. But my recommendation, because they're free, make all your employees customers so that everybody has the ability to utilize the portal, because being able to do a portal to capture bugs is one thing, but you can do an intake for anything, right? So it's very powerful.
Yeah, request new device, create some holidays. So it's also powerful for internal use cases.
Yeah, new feature development. Maybe somebody has an idea that they want to get through, right? Change management process. There's just so many infinite uses that if you need people to be a customer to use it. So I know we're out of time here, Kate. Can you replicate all contents from the JSM form into the yes? So this is an interesting one. So this is Julia. This is a very technical one. You can. This is possible, but there's a hoop you have to go through. When you're Kate didn't show this, but when you're creating the form, there's an ability for you to link that field in the form to an actual field in Jira. Okay. And so when you do that, when you establish that connection, that field now has the data from the form and you can send it over to Jira software. You'll be able to do that. Kate, I know that we're out of time. Anything that stands out to you that we want to implement or answer? Otherwise, I think we're going to just call it here. No questions that are popping out to you?
I guess no.
Okay. Well, folks, thank you so much. Kate, thank you so much for partnering with me on this one. It was amazing. Hopefully, you all in the audience, again, this is the first time that two creators have gotten together to build the training.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, so,
yeah,
so hopefully it was beneficial to you all. And it looks like we may need to do a part 2 in November. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe again to this channel. Make sure you subscribe over to Kate's channel. Kate, if you want to drop a link in the chat, I know it's at the beginning of the recording, but go show Kate some love and sign up for her stuff, because she has a lot of exclusive JSM stuff that you all may be very, very much interested in. So thank you again to everybody who tuned in. We're excited
yeah.
you will be here, and we'll see you all hopefully soon. Definitely catch Kate or me. We do these independently, right? But this is the first time we came together.
Yeah, yeah. I think that it was great. It's new experience. So yeah, it was a great conversation, not a very boring webinar and tutorial. So I
Yeah,
think that this is something which can be useful for all of you. So thank you very much for this time. Yes, it's available on YouTube. Yeah,
it's on
because I
YouTube.
see the
So yeah,
first
just
one. Yeah.
just come back onto this channel or Kate's channel, and you'll see them. All right,
Yeah,
thank
and
you
you
all.
can always contact me and Alex on LinkedIn if you have some additional questions. We will be happy to answer also on another webinar.
Yep. All right. Bye,
Yeah.
everyone.
Thank you very much. Bye.